A little girl, 16 years old, shows up at high school without a mask, and the whole school goes into lockdown as if she was a mass shooter. And then she gets arrested.
Can you please let me into class?
What's that?
Can you please let me into class?
I can't unless you're gonna wear a mask, kiddo.
So you're taking away my right to go to school?
Well, I need you to wear a mask because that's what we got to do right now.
Okay.
Good Nazi.
Well, I guess I'll just sit here.
Once again, we are in a lockdown. Please stay in your rooms until further notice. Thank you.
Put your hands up like this. Do you have any guns, knives, or bazookas on you that we need to know about?
No, sir.
Item 13, log 1 in custody.
Can I just leave this stuff here?
Yeah, we'll take it.
Thank you.
That's all right, after time?
So that's Grace Smith, 16-year-old high school student in Wyoming, who has more of a hero's will and spirit and more will to be free and stand up for what's right than 99% of this country. Pardon me while I stand and applaud. The New World Order is upon us. Global tyranny is upon us. And so what will you do in response? By the way, series of headlines right here. Price of ship fuel is now highest since 2014, all thanks to the pandemic. UK Steel warns of imminent crisis due to extraordinary electricity prices because of the pandemic. Aluminum tops $3,000 per ton for first time since 2008 because of the pandemic. And now you have thousands of flights being canceled because of the vaccine mandate. And they say, oh, well, it's because of weather. And then that's easy to disprove. So then they say, it's because people are getting sick. How are people, massive people just getting sick overnight from the vaccine? So like they didn't even want to admit that, but then they had to. Oh, people getting sick from the vaccine. But the truth is it's because there's a walkout because of the vaccine mandates. Let me just do this quickly. Let's play some of these insane videos here. First, let's go to this clip 6. This is unbelievable. A 16-year-old girl who's showing more courage than most men right now, refusing to comply with the mask mandate at her Wyoming high school. And so she shows up, folks, she gets arrested, she gets fined, and the whole high school goes into lockdown. I kid you not. A little girl, 16 years old, shows up at high school without a mask, and the whole school goes into lockdown as if she was a mass shooter. And then she gets arrested. Unbelievable scenes. Here is the video in clip 6.
Can you please let me into class?
What's that?
Can you please let me into class?
I can't unless you're gonna wear a mask, kiddo.
So you're taking away my right to go to school?
Well, I need you to wear a mask because that's what we got to do right now.
Okay.
Good Nazi.
Well, I guess I'll just sit here.
Once again, we are in a lockdown. Please stay in your rooms until further notice. Thank you.
Okay, so on this, and the part of the protocol is to ask for a student's signature, and it's obviously up to you, but all it says is, I hereby acknowledge that I participated in a pre-suspension conference. That was just me going over this with you, with the administrator. That's me. Brady signed it, but, and I'm aware of the reason for my suspension. I understand and agree that I am not to be on or near any ACSD1 school grounds nor participate in school activities during the suspension.
You've been suspended. They've asked you to leave. Sounds like you're refusing to. All right. So as law enforcement, I am now respectfully requesting that you leave the premises because you've been suspended. Are you willing to do that?
No.
Okay. So I'm going to formally warn you of trespass. And if you want to stay, you're going to receive another citation for trespass.
Okay.
So you've been formally warned of trespass. Do you want to leave the facility now?
No.
As a kid walks behind her without a mask on.
All the doors are locked, man. So you want to stay? How long are you planning on staying for?
I don't know.
Okay. I'm going to go write the citation for you. I am going to let you know what's going on at this point.
Okay.
This entire building now is in lockdown. So you have now restricted the movement of over 1,000 students. Who are not
Pause it
allowed
right
to
there.
leave their class.
Did you hear the insanity of this? He's blaming her, a sweet, innocent 16-year-old girl standing in her high school during school hours, and they're blaming her because they put the school over lockdown because she's not wearing a mask. Clown world insanity. This is the planet we want to live on? This is the country we want to live in? A whole school goes into complete irrational, illogical panic because one girl without a mask, and then she's so brave. I salute this young girl. She's so brave that she stands there facing arrest. This is a modern day, I mean, you could say Joan of Arc, or if you wanted to do American history, this is like, you know, a modern day Martin Luther King, or hell, John Lewis, dare I say, or Rosa Parks, knowing they're going to be arrested for standing there, but doing it anyway to prove a point. Seriously, are you listening to this? Oh, you didn't wear a mask. We're suspending you. Oh, by the way, now you're trespassing on school territory, so we're going to arrest you and we're going to lock the school down. Complete insanity. Yeah, this is actual civil rights stuff right here. This is like the civil rights movement when black civil rights activists would go sit on the front of buses or go to diners or go to restaurants. And they would refuse to leave, or they'd refuse to not sit in the blacks only section, and they would face arrest or punishment or beatings or all this other stuff because they knew it was right. So I salute this 16-year-old girl. She has more will and passion and inspiration than pretty much 99% of this country right now, sadly. But again, they put the whole school in lockdown because she's standing in the comment section without a mask? Do you really want to live in this insane society? Let's continue the video.
Because you're trying to get back into the classroom, which you are not allowed to do because you've been suspended, okay? We will wait you out for some time. I am going to warn you now. If this continues for a length of time to where I feel that we have now hampered the ability for every student in here to get an education, I will be placing
Now pause
you
it
in
right there again, because this is the dynamic that people have to understand. Honestly, see, this is why people become suicidal. I mean, you follow this logic, the only path is to just blow your brains out. It's the same thing. Oh, COVID shut everything down. COVID closed our business. COVID. No, the government did that. The government did that, not COVID. So it's the same thing here. They're blaming this little girl. They're saying, you put the school in lockdown. You're stopping students from learning. You're stopping students from communicating and getting from classroom to classroom. No, she's not. You're doing that, you bastards. You're doing that, officer. You're doing that, superintendent. You're doing that, principal. You're doing that, professor. Not the innocent girl. But see, so that's what they do. Oh, they make the virus, they release the virus, then they shut everything down and they blame the virus. Same thing here. They arrest the girl, harass the girl, suspend the girl, and then lock down the school and then blame the girl standing there without a mask on. I am in insane clown world society times right now. Let's go back to the video.
Okay. And I will remove you from the building. Okay?
Okay.
This court date is November 16th at 9 o'clock
right.
in circuit court.
Right.
Any questions on that?
Nope.
All right.
Thank you. They gave me another $500 citation. I'm still refusing to leave. They said they'll arrest me if I continue to refuse.
All right. So you're still refusing to leave?
Yes, sir.
Even after you're receiving your citation?
Yes, sir.
All right. Then at this point, I am going to place you into custody for trespassing.
Okay.
Go down to the jail. How's that sound?
All right.
All right, no, you... Put your hands up like this. Do you have any guns, knives, or bazookas on you that we need to know about?
No, sir.
Landmarks.
I'm gonna have 13 log 1 in custody.
Can I just take this stuff here?
Yeah, we'll take it. That's all right, not too tight.
So that's Grace Smith, 16-year-old high school student in Wyoming, who has more of a hero's will and spirit and more will to be free and stand up for what's right than 99% of this country. Pardon me while I stand and applaud. And I hope everybody out there applauds for Grace as well. And we should be praying for Grace. And there should be thousands of peaceful protesters outside of the courtroom on her court date. It sounded like they said November 16th. Grace Smith is a hero. That is an American hero. That is an icon. We salute you, Grace. We stand with you, Grace. We need tens of thousands, millions of students like Grace Smith. Man, I wish even a small percentage of this country had even a small percentage of Grace's will and spirit. We could end all this madness overnight. But no, a little innocent 16-year-old girl, that's like the Tank Man, but it's a girl. That's like the Tiananmen Tank Square Man, except it's a high school student in America. Bullied into medical tyranny, refuses to submit. Threatened with arrest, intimidated, harassed, blamed for the school being shut down, still refuses to submit to the tyranny. So they have to put her in handcuffs and throw her in jail and give her a court date. That's a hero, Grace Smith, right there. So I'll say this, any high schoolers listening to this that are sick of your mandates and sick of dealing with this crap, take a page out of Grace Smith's book and you'll be an American legend and an icon at your high school. Grace Smith now goes down in American history and folklore as a civil rights hero. She's up there with Rosa Parks and everyone else now. She is a civil rights hero. She sacrificed herself for something bigger and greater than her so that we all could see it and want to be free.
And so, believe it or not, I think you all get it. And it literally, I guess I know you all know it. I'm sorry to go on so long. Thank you.